This video is sponsored by Win-Win Technology, your ultimate flight sim hardware solution, featuring the Orion hotels, current and future configurations.
Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. Our new Wargame series has temporarily been censored / cancelled by YouTube, so we're going to back off that for a little bit, let that cool down, and let's go back to the naval battles. Next naval battle suggestion 46. Scandinavia, like the whole of Scandinavia, versus a Russian carrier group attack. And I want to do this for several reasons. One, we get to try the Gripen again, of course, which Sweden uses. Also, we get to use the new improved Russian carrier group. So today we're going to go over the geopolitics of the situation. By the way, this is purely fictitious. Please don't demonetize me. It's just fun. Then we're going to look over the belligerent air forces. Then we're going to look over the actual battle today and then the detailed battle. Then we're going to run the battle. Then we're going to have a debrief. So first of all, geopolitics. Like I said, this is completely made up. Please don't demonetize me. Scandinavia is all this part of the world here. It also includes Iceland and some other islands, but to keep it doable, it's basically Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Denmark, which is there. In this fictitious setup, Russia has blockaded Scandinavia from America. Kind of like what happened in World War II and World War I, where Britain blockaded the North Sea along here, so Germany couldn't get supplies through. But this time it's Russia putting a blockade through here. As well as the blockade, they've got a carrier group, and Scandinavia is going to attack the carrier group. The carrier group is currently positioned 379 kilometers off the west coast of Norway. And the belligerents, Russia is the new 2023 spec carrier group. My man in Russia tells me that in 2023, when Kuznetsov comes out of its midlife update, it will be carrying, rather than the old analog Su-33s that it's always carried, new aircraft, MiG-29Ks, and that's what we're going to look at today for the Russians. For Scandinavia, we have Sweden. Sweden's air force, according to Wiki late 2021, consists of JAS 39 Gripen Cs, 71 of them, and 60 E variants on order, but 71 active C models, and we have that in DCS. They have 2 Saab 340 AWACSs, and we're going to have one of them, or an analogue. Norway has F-16 Fighting Falcon AMLU models, which we have in DCS, 44 of them. F-35 Lightning IIs, 21 of them, but they're on order and they haven't arrived yet, so they don't exist as far as I'm aware. Denmark, F-16 Fighting Falcon AMLU, we have them, 33 of them, and 27 F-35 Lightnings on order. As far as I'm aware, they don't exist. Finally, Finland have Boeing FA-18C, 55 of them, which we have in DCS. So that is the Scandinavian coalition Air Force. Now on to today's battle. It is a coalition time on target anti-ship strike on the new Russian carrier group. Sweden is committing 16 JAS 39Cs in air-to-air role, plus 2 humans, which will be respawning, but they'll probably only get 1 life because of the size of the battle today. 1 times Saab 340 AWACS. Norway is committing 8 F-16 AMLUs. Denmark is committing the same. Finland is committing 12 FA-18Cs, giving them a total of 47 or up to 49 aircraft if the pilots get a second respawn. Russia is defending with the full complement of the 2023 spec 24 times MiG-29Ks. They have an AWACS as well, a total of 25 aircraft. And to the battle details. Here is our analogue for the west coast of Norway. Off the west coast of Norway by 225 nautical miles. The reason why we've chosen that distance is because that is about the distance at which the AWACS from Russia can spot hostile small targets if they are low down. These are small targets, they are low down, they are all starting at 200 feet, so it's kind of a stealth attack. So this is where just about they would be spotted by real life AWACS, and that is going to be simulated in game. The action will only be taken by the Reds once these guys have been spotted. Okay, so distances are realistic. First look at the Reds. Obviously you've got your blockade ships down here, small frigates, and we've got the carrier group patrolling the blockade. It consists of 1 Kuznetsov, which is still the only carrier they have, although apparently they're building a new one to a massive spec, but I'm not sure when that's going to be in service. We've got 1 Kirov battle cruiser at the front. We've got 2 Slava cruisers here, and we've got 3 anti-submarine frigates at the back here that won't play much of a role. Defending them are 4 airborne MiG-29Ks, played by S's today. They are equipped with, now here's the interesting thing and the improvement over the Su-33. They're equipped with 2 times Alamo ETs, these are IR-guided medium-range Alamos. We've also got R-77 Adam Mark 1s. They're not the best in the world, but they are still Fox 3s, whereas the Su-33s that used to have did not have Fox 3s. These have Fox 3s. And they've got the old analog kind of 80s, 90s Archers as well. So we're going to see how these guys are going to fare to the old Su-33s. These are also faster and more maneuverable than the Su-33s in general. So 4 of them patrolling. Also, there are 20 aboard the Kuznetsov itself, all lined up the same, ready to scramble when signals are spotted. The carrier is moving towards the coast at a cruise speed. They are not flanking. Next, the Coalition time on target strike. They have their analog for the Saab 340 here, moving towards the battle zone. Where do we start? Let's start with the Swedes. The Swedes have 16 AI all set to maximum skill level, starting on the deck and then going into reheat and getting altitude for fighting. JAS 39 Gripen Cs. They are carrying 1 fuel tank, 2 AMRAAM Charlie 5, and most importantly, the Meteor. This is the first long-range BVR missile that we have. It has a range of about 100 miles, something like that, and is going to be an absolute game changer in DCS, and probably will be today. And then 2 times Hob Iris Ts for close-range combat. 16 of them moving in 2 squadrons into the battle, basically. And our 2 humans have the same. I got respawning guys here with the same loadout, and that's 2 of them. That's Simba and Damp. Say hello, boys.
Hello.
Next, we've got Norway. Norway has 1 flight of air-to-air F-16A MLU with 4 AMRAAM C5s, 2 Legacy Sidewinders, bags, and they're going to have a jammer as well. They are going to just fly into the battle again. Next, Norway has a flight of anti-shippers. This is the F-16A MLU. It has 2 AMRAAMs. This is a really good loadout, actually. I'm really impressed by this loadout for a Legacy F-16. 2 AMRAAMs, 2 Legacy Sidewinders, 4 Penguin anti-ship missiles, which are really good. They're not long range. They're not long range standoff. You have to get within 20 miles, but they're actually really good anti-ship missiles if you get them off. Got a jammer, which is going to allow them to get nice and close. And they've got a T-pod for ID and for targeting. So that's going to be really interesting to see how they do. They are going to fly in low. So all of the cap go high, obviously, because that's what cap does. The anti-ship are staying low, below 4,000 feet, because it's going to keep them much safer. Next, we have Denmark, more or less a carbon copy. We've got the flight of cap armed up the same and a flight of anti-ship armed up the same. And finally, we have Finland. Finland has brought 12 FA-18Cs. We've got 2 modern Hob AIM-9X Mark 1s, 2 AMRAAM Charlie 5s for self-defense. Most importantly, of course, 4 AGM-84 Delta Harpoon standoff long-range anti-ship missiles. Range of about 70 miles, whereas the Penguins are about 20 miles. So that is going to give us a total of 48 Harpoons, I think 16 Penguins. So 16 plus, I think that's 64 anti-ship missiles, time on target if it works, and they don't get intercepted. 64 anti-ship missiles. And finally, the targeting. I've chosen the targeting today. I'm not sure how realistic this is because I'm not sure how well you can actually target a single ship with these missiles, but I thought I'd at least try it. So Norway is attacking the Kirov at the front, which is going to do most of the defense. It's a battle cruiser, possibly the most powerful non-carrier ship in the world or ever. The Danes are going to attack the Slava off to the starboard front quarter here. So they're going to try and clear this corridor here to let the harpoons through. When that corridor is clear, or at least these guys are distracted, the 48 harpoons should come in from this starboard quarter here, and hit the carrier. That's the most efficient way I can think of doing it. That's it. Predictions. Damp.
Since I believe that the Gripen fleet is already in the air, whereas they're waiting for the Russian fleet to get up in the air with 100-mile plus long-range missiles, I think that the Gripen fleet is going to have dominant air superiority to start with. This is all going to come down to how many and how frequently and how lucky the Russian aircraft can be in capturing that initiative.
Simba.
The Russians have always proven extremely difficult with their ships and carriers. I'm on blue. I give myself a lot of credit, but I think Russia's gonna hold us off.
How interesting. Okay, for me, I think we're going to win the air-to-air easily. A lot of you, the Russians especially, are going to say it's unfair because these guys have got meteors, and these guys here have only got R-77 Mark 1s, which are pretty kind of old, crappy 90s Fox 3s. Well, there's not much I can do about it. No one's made any mods or anything to get the later marks of the R-77 in. ED haven't made it. There's nothing I can do. It's the best I can physically give them, is what I've given them here today. We'll win the air-to-air easily, I'm pretty sure, because we've got such better air superiority. In terms of anti-ship, I think we'll get through. 64 missiles. I think that's the most we've ever done on a time and target strike. And I'm fully aware how powerful this carrier group is, but I don't think anything could defend 64. 64 missiles. I don't think we've even fired that many at once. Valued viewers say Russia's going to win. There's a lot of Russian support here, but I'm pretty confident we're going to get... Unless something weird goes wrong. We do have bugs and weird stuff happen, but assuming nothing weird goes wrong, I think we're winning this. Guys, stand by for the fight. 3, 2, 1. Fight's on, boys. Servers going. Mass coalition Scandinavian time on target attack. Let's go and have a look at Kuznetsov group. So our brand new MiG-29Ks taking off for the first time on their 2023 spec Kuznetsov. Hopefully nothing will go wrong. First MiG-29K up. Woo! Very nice. Why have the MiG-29Ks replaced the Su-33s in real life? No idea. Cost? Unknown. Let me know what you think. Let's have a look at my boys. So very pretty skin you got there, boys. How do you feel about the power of your meteor that's about to come into play?
Is there any special button to select meteor?
I think I'll let. I don't really know. I'll let
weapons change.
I can't select my meteor for some reason.
Do you have like weapons select, like kind of like in the F-15?
Oh yeah, I can select between the 120s and the IRSTs, but it doesn't go to meteor.
AI Gripen's already at 36,000 feet, supersonic. Flat out, crazy Swedes. Let's have a look at the Finnish F-18s. Taking it easy, down at sea level pretty much. You can see we've even managed to get the proper skins on today. Distance between fronts is going to be a long time. These are big distances. It's bigger than my entire country in terms of the width of it. 200 nautical miles to go, guys. Let's see how my boys are doing. We've got damp. 20,000 feet. Very fast. Woo. Did you get over your meteor problem, Damp?
Negative.
Oh, well, looks like you're using AMRAAM, sir. Wow, look how fast these guys... This one guy's nearly at 1,000 knots. Nearly 1,000 knots at 36,000 feet. So Mach 1.4, 1.5, absolutely belting it. Very aggressive Swedes, and they're outrunning the F-16s, I think. Look, these guys are down at 500 knots. The Swedes are nearly 1,000 knots. They really want in the fight. Which is pretty much how I'd expect it to be in real life. They're going to use their long-range data link missiles. Data link coming from this guy today is an E2D playing the Saab 340. Right, we'll probably skip some time now as we get closer because it's going to take some time. That said, the Russians are fully reactive now. The airborne flight, I think, has seen... No, look, they haven't actually seen... Even at this range, the Russians haven't seen the hostiles. They will see them, you'll know, because this flight will turn in. That's when they've seen... And these guys are, you know, messing around, going backwards in formation and stuff. We'll know when these guys have been spotted because these guys here will turn in and everyone will turn in and put their burners on and stuff like that. 170 miles, so we definitely should be seeing them. I don't think these have got any kind of stealth technology on them, the Gripens.
I've got my ECM out.
Roger. Yep, use those ECMs, they will make a big difference. Okay, and just as I said that, look, they've turned, burners on. So they've been seen at about 170 nautical miles. I wonder what the radar cross-section is on a Gripen. First time in combat for the MiG-29K. Very fast, very powerful fighter. Distance between fronts is now going to close dramatically as we're going to get into kind of Mach 3 closure rate. 125 nautical miles. Not too far before the meteors could theoretically be fired, but in reality in DCS it will probably be more like 50 or 60 miles, I expect. How many MiGs up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 3 more about to roll. So half the accompaniment of the MiG-29Ks is now airborne. Make that 13. Unlucky 13. Gripens 2, first MiG-29s of 105 nautical miles. Where's my boys? Oh, my boys are catching up, look. If you're wondering why the AI flight split into this kind of longitudinal line, it's called a chainsaw. These guys will fire their first missiles, then turn around, and these guys come up on the overlap. So that's how they should work. They really are leaving the S6, even the Cap F-16s have been absolutely left behind. The Gripens are just so fast. Are they fast in real life? I wouldn't have thought so, but I don't really know. The slowest today are the Hornets in every respect, but they don't need to be fast. What they need to be is time on target. So worryingly close to combat now, 80 nautical miles. In real life, you could probably think about firing a meteor now and scoring a hit, I imagine. Probably about 20 MiG-29s up now. In terms of weapon power, I'm going to give it to the Gripens all day with the, to be honest, with the AMRAAMs and Meteors. Although don't underestimate the power of the IR-guided Alamo and the R77 Adder if it ever gets in relatively low to medium range, which might happen still. Meteors aren't necessarily always going to hit. 60 nautical miles, I'll expect to see the Meteors coming out sometime soon, even in DCS, which doesn't have fire on data link. Oh, here we go. First, yep, Meteor out. Boom. Mad Swedes going maximum, Mach 1.6 or whatever that is, works out to nearly 1100 knots. Now let's look at the power of the Meteor now. 3,000 knots. Non-loft, 3,000 knots. It's going to be pretty much impossible to dodge. Fast array of MiG-29s. 2,700 knots. First MiG won't know what's hit him. 2,500 knots with the motor off. It's going to try a notch, but it's not going to help. Not when you've got something that kinematically powerful. Boom, dead. Okay, another Meteor out. I'm surprised not more Meteors came out, but it's their choice. And medium range AMRAAMs out. Nothing out from the MiG-29s yet. They're not in EO range, apparently. And they're not in our Adder range, I suppose. Yeah, not much you can do against a fast AMRAAM like this. He's dead man. Too high to notch. Another guy. Wow. Absolutely pasted. First Adder's out. That notch was successful. Okay, now I know these aren't very long range, but they are actually pretty good missiles when you get within range. I've even got an Iris T out. What are Hobbs doing out? That's weird. AI fight's weird. It's no good. It's only 600 knots. Okay, here come the Adders. Wow, massive exchange of missiles right now. What to look at is the question. We've got this Adder. Gripen trying to notch. He's too high. Boom, dead. Gripen down. Another Adder coming for this Gripen here. Where is he? Where is he? He's in a diving notch somewhere, but I can't find him. Appears to have dodged it. There it is. Boom. Didn't work. Meteors out. Meteors and AMRAAMs crossing fire. There's even an ET out. Look at that. Bless his cotton socks. He's dodged it with flares. Another MiG down. The next layer of the chainsaw are firing now. Well, the whole first length of the chainsaw of the Gripens are down. And the same thing with the MiG-29s. I'd say it's pretty about even. About 4 on each side dead. Good dodge of that Meteor there. I think these Meteors, because they're long range, are going for these rear guys, look. Kind of PL-15 style. Oh, what to watch. What to watch. Lots of missiles going off at the moment. We've got a slow AMRAAM here. No, not slow AMRAAM. 2,000 knots. And he's not going to notch that. In the face. Very hard to evade his missiles, if not impossible up here. I've got an oblique shot coming out here. Trying to sneak around the side at medium altitude. It's not going to work. Boom. Down. Wiping each other out. an adder out. Remember, these are Fox 3s. They are self-guided once they have gone pitbull. So even if the mothership turns around, I reckon that's going to be a kill. Yep, that's an adder kill. Boom. More meteors, another adder. This will be self-guiding by now. This guy's dodging this adder. It's not going to do it. The problem is the missiles are just so good on both sides. It adders. The difference it's made, the Su-33s would have been wiped out by now with their old Alamos, but with their adders, once they get within range, they are just as deadly as any NATO aircraft. So it's really making a big difference switching from the Su-33s to the MiG-29Ks, at least in the sim, and probably in real life too. We've almost got to pretty much merge with the MiGs and the Gripen. Got another adder out. Wonder how they're doing for ammo. They've still got ammo. They're not firing for some reason. Now remember, it's not as easy as it looks. In God View here, it looks easy. In real life, all these guys see is a bunch of jamming strobes in front of them. Very, very... Uh-oh, friendly fire. Red on red. No, I thought it locked onto his friend. Yeah, as you'll see, even though humans get in here, it is a very hard thing to do. You don't get to see all the stuff that we see. 2 hob kills. No, a dodge. Or was it going for him? Oh, they've exchanged fire. 1 down. And a notch. Outflown by the Gripen there. But he managed to get an adder out before he died. Look at that. And it is guiding. No, it's not guiding. It's gone dumb. And that one is... Oh, on the face. I'll say it's about even Stevens so far. What we really need in DCS is the next mark of adder. My boys will be in soon. Where are my boys? Are you guys dead already? Oh, no, there you are. They're coming in.
No, the problem here that we're going to start seeing is the AI on the blue side are just going to perforate inside of the SM2 line, and they're just all going to get shot down by that instead of hanging out outside the SAM net.
Well, you say that, and literally the first Grumbles have fired. These are the, not SM2s, but they're the Russian equivalent, the Naval Grumbles. Considerably better missile, in my opinion. But and you can see they're firing at ranges of about 50 nautical miles, about 60 miles. Got a guiding adder here. How's this going to do? Let me know your thoughts on the Su-33 versus the MiG-29K, but I think this MiG-29K is doing a lot better than the... Oh, got a an old Alamo out here, look. That's no good. It's no good. Or is it? Is it? Yes, it tracked his heat. He was facing away. It tracked his engine. That's a nice shot. We've got friendly fire here. Nope. I reckon they've actually made a real big dent in the... Bear in mind there were 16 Gripens there with much superior weapons. Oh, that looks like friendly fire from the Grumble. No. They've done well to hold them off. The Gripens have almost not got in the SAM net. Only, what, 4 Grumbles have been fired so far? You see 100 Grumbles come... Uh-oh. Boom. That said, MiGs are going down now. Right, these guys, well, Damp said they were going to charge into the SAM net. They've not. They've got to the SAM net and they've turned around. So they're being intelligent at maximum skill level. They're saying, I don't want to go in that SAM net. I'm going to turn around. So not a single guy has actually been hit by SAM, which is great news for the, I don't know if allies is the right word, coalition. Everyone is flying to their maximum ability at the moment. And it's all looking very good. Tidy. These guys are actually heading home by the looks of it because they've fired most of their missiles, and I get the feeling they may be running low on fuel. That is always going to be a problem with the Gripen. We've just covered 200 nautical miles of maximum. So they've done their thing, and rather than just staying around and dying, they've decided they're going to go home, which is probably a good move. We've got the first human-fired missile out. We've got an AMRAAM Charlie 5 out, and look at these guys getting chased. Oh, we've got the Bravo. We've got the old Bravo AMRAAMs out from the legacy F-16A MLUs. Now look how slow this AMRAAM Bravo is compared to an AMRAAM Charlie or a Meteor. It's an old, I think it's a late 90s missile. And it's just not fast enough. Look at that. Look at him try. Oh, he got hit. I think it was a Charlie that hit him. Oh, Alamo, IR-guided Alamo. I think it's tracking. Once it locks onto you, it's almost impossible to get rid of an IR-guided Alamo. Look at that. It's, of course, much harder to get a lock with it, though. Got another one there. Simba's in. Damp Sock's in. Be relatively conservative, guys, because remember, there's pretty much no respawn because you're 200 miles away. It'll take half an hour to get back in. I've got another IR-guided Alamo on an F-16 Legacy. Simba's facing off with this MiG here on the nose 12 miles. Oh, what do I want to watch? Oh, it's all going to be a massive... Look, an old Legacy Sidewinder. 1 down. 2 down. MiGs down. There are 3 MiGs left in play, and that is the entire air wing. 3 MiGs left in play, guys. Everyone's doing very well.
Box 3.
2 MiGs left in play. 2 MiGs left in play. There's an adder tracking there. Maybe it's not tracking. This guy's snuck round. This old MLU's snuck round here at 12 nautical miles. Oh no, he's gone for this guy here. That is probably going to be a track kill.
Meteor away.
Yep, that's damn missile. Oh, nice. Look at that. Look at, who are you? Simba's Meteor. 2,500 knots of this MiG. And it's tracking. 1 down. I think that was Damp's Charlie 5. Here comes Simba's. What a missile. I inspected one of these in real life. It was just a fake copy, if you know what I mean, but I looked at all the sizes and stuff in real life. Or at least it didn't have the warhead, if you know what I mean. Well done, Simba. That was the last one. Great shot. Okay, guys, I suggest you turn around now because you're now fighting ships and just orbit until you can do some wild weaseling, which is going to be a while. So wait for... Oh, the anti-shipping missiles, they are out, but you don't want a wild weasel yet. So stay out of grumble range. There's no point fighting the grumbles yet. The missiles are out. They are 60 miles away, probably a good 10 minutes travel at, what, 400 knots or something. Griepens have all run away, exactly as they should do. You know, they don't want to sacrifice themselves. The F-16s have decided to wild weasel, some of them. So that's what they've decided to do. They dumped their stores. They've got the jammers on, which is going to help them dodge the grumbles, obviously. Watching the Penguin-equipped MLUs coming in now. Such a cool setup. More wild weaseling going on here. Look at the grumbles struggling to track them. Everyone's staying nicely. Yeah, they're doing a really good job wild weaseling. No one's getting hit. Now we've got the problem. Okay, guys, now is when I need you to sacrifice yourself if you're still alive, because now is when the F-16 MLUs from Norway and Denmark are heading in for the shots. So just charge in. Doesn't matter if you die. Those Swedish airframes can be replaced, and you will be reincarnated as beautiful butterflies. Finally, the first wild weasels are starting to fail. They've done their job. They've sucked up grumbles. Their blast frag range on that freaking grumble. It's like a 200-pound warhead. It's ridiculous. Okay, and the Danes are in. The Danes are 37 miles. We've got to buy them some time. Damp, burner on, make lots of noise, because the first grumbles are coming out for the Danes. These guys being absolutely brave to the last.
Jetting tank heading in.
Roger. In comes Dampus Sockers to do the thing. Here he is. He's doing the thing. Now here's where the plan starts going poo-poo for the Danes, because they are fighting Navy grumbles. That's going to be a smack in the face. He's seen it fit not to dodge. He stayed on target. 1 Dane down. Two Danes down. We've got an MLU here doing some wild weaseling. That's going to be good. We've got Damp doing some wild weaseling. That means basically getting the hostile cavalry group to fire their missiles at them. You can only target so many guys. Eventually, they're going to run into a missile, though. Wild weaseling is a dangerous game. Meteors out from Damp. Don't know what it's firing at, but as long as it fills up these guys' radar screens with stuff, then it's the right thing to do. More grumbles out. Okay, the Danes are almost in firing range. Come on, Danes. Literally 2 more miles, Danes. And then fire those torpedoes. Whatever they are.
Sock is out of fuel. I've become a Taud.
Taud is an honourable way to die. Oh, the Danes are going to go, but maybe the Norwegians can get in. Look at the track. Look at the trackability of these vessels here. The data link and the track. Just absolutely nailing everything. No, the Danes are going down. Oh, dodge. You die with honor. We've had some lucky dodging by the Danes.
Sock autopilot set. It should be just cruising in.
Roger. Yes, Penguin's out. First Penguin's out. Well done, Danish hero. You can go to dinner with my sister. Look at that, guys. Actual real-life penguins. Best missile in the history of the world. Beautiful. Hopefully they won't get intercepted. You've done your job now. You can die, sir. Oh, he's fired something else. He's fired more penguins. Friggin' Mr. Danish hero. Uh-oh. Missed. Okay, 4 penguins out. 4 penguins out. Missed. Oh, this is going to be sexy. Oh, none of the Norwegians made it. Poo. Okay. Now, here's the next problem. Here's the next problem. They've got a big enough radar cross-section that the Russians can see them. Ah, dagnammit. Magnanimous in defeat. 8 miles for penguins to go. 8 miles. Come on, baby. At least if nothing else, they're sucking up. Ain't nothing but a thing. Oh, man. Ah, come on. Well, that's all the penguins out of the, I don't know, 32 or something that we could have fired. Only, and here's the next problem. The Grumbles are coming out for the harpoons. The harpoons. Are now sitting ducks. Unfortunately, the harpoon, the American harpoon, just isn't that very good missile. I know they've got loads of them, and that's great, but easy to shoot down, slow, not particularly low missile. It's going to be sitting ducks. However, if you put enough missiles coming in from one direction, you can confuse these radar. The radars, you know, they have problems. As we showed with the drone swarm video, if you get enough things coming in a blob, a radar just struggles because, for instance, it's trying to track that missile there, but in the way, this keeps getting in the way, and that keeps getting in the way. They lose the track, and that's all modelled in DCS. So it's very hard for them to target all of these vampires in a big blob, all at the same altitude, constantly twisting and weaving in between each other. And we're seeing now they're not even firing at all. I don't know why this is. Oh, there we go. Spoke too soon. That is the battle cruiser. Missiles away. Look at that. Look at that VLS system in action. Unbelievably powerful. Look at that. Right, so watch these harpoons get smashed. One down. 2 down. 3 down. 4 down. 5 down. 6 down. 7 down. 8 down. 9. 10. 11. Oh, we might get through. Come on, vampires. Come on, vampires. Seaways out. Look at the Seaways. 4 Seawizes going up. The violence is friggin' unreal. God, man. Jesus. And hits on Peter the Great. The battle cruiser has sustained hits. Oh, they've gone for the wrong ships. They've gone for the wrong ships. Peter the Great's here again. Look at the Kirov battle cruiser getting smashed. And it's on fire and dead. Oh, they're all going for the... Here's the annoying thing. You saw I showed you all that the harpoons have actually targeted that ship there. Now, here's the problem with harpoons is that you can't really tell them which thing to go for. They become self-guiding and they choose their own target. And what's happened here? I knew something would go wrong. They've all gone for the battle cruiser. I hate it when stupid stuff like that happens.
One hit the main boat.
Not enough. I only have so much choice of what they hit, you see. And that's the problem in real life. How do you stop that happening in real life? You can aim at a target, you can aim at a group, and that's it. And that's so frustrating, guys. Because we had enough missiles there to get through to the Kuznetsov, but we just had a lack of technology. So annoying. Let me go and double check that I did it all right, guys. Can you just exit the server quickly? Check these guys here. Waypoint 1. They are said to attack unit. Yep. See, they're all 12 of these guys were set to attack unit, carrier 1. So that particular unit there. But what happens is, like I said, with a harpoon, you only get so much control, and this is a problem in real life as well. you can say, can I go there and then attack ships roughly about there? And they've seen Peter the Great first, or the Kirov, with its giant radar cross-section and said, that's a carrier, I'm going for that. And they've got confused. So what we've hit there really is a limitation, not even really a limitation of the game, it's a limitation of the missiles we're using that's made the strike unsuccessful, I'm afraid. They just couldn't target what they were supposed to target, which is a really annoying way to end that because there was enough firepower there. One more thing is, you guys are going to say, well, why can't you use the RB-15 Mark IV, which is a really good missile, but even better than the Harpoon, with the Gripen? It's not working at the moment with AI, mass multiplayer. The missiles just don't work. I spent like hours trying to get this to work, and obviously I've just given up at some point. I can't show you on this version here, but you just have to take my word for it. On the version we've got, I'm sure it'll be fixed at some point. To be honest, it would probably have the same problem anyway. I'm not sure I can actually make it go for that ship. So disappointing that the blockade is still in place, and I'm afraid Scandinavia has just lost probably 40 jets. No, not 40, about 25 jets. Very expensive jets. And all you've really done is annoyed the bear, to be honest. But that's kind of the way it goes. There's not much you can do about it. Final thoughts from Damp.
I feel like I was well outside of my strike range for this aircraft. I think this aircraft has some pretty short legs. Maybe some RB-15s on it would have worked if they worked in the game, right? But if that's all that we were given, hindsight says that this was not a good strike plan.
Simba.
We've done this time and time again, and the Russian fleet is very missile defensive heavy. So, I mean, that was going to be the thing. With what we brought to the fight, I didn't see much that was going to truly defeat the boats on their own. I mean, and then the MiG-29 sucked up a bunch of planes. So
yeah, the MiG-29s did well. I think they did a lot better than the Su-383s would have done against such awesome, very modern, brand new, nearly brand new JAS-39C. My final thoughts: I think we had the firepower there. I think probably 20 Harpoons got through. We just couldn't get them on the right ship. And like I said, that's a real problem in real life. I don't know how you overcome that. Let me know your thoughts, valued viewers. But otherwise, good strike, good idea. Scandinavia, better luck next time, and I'll see you later.